I had to put a big build up for this one, folks. On this episode of the Houndsmen XP Podcast, we are going to recap 5 days of bear hunting, action-packed bear hunting in Northern New Mexico. Hunter Mecham and Wade Hollerman join me to recap 5 days of just a smackdown on black bear, big boar black bear. We had clients in, and we were the guests of Escondido Hunting on the Paloma Ranch in Northern New Mexico. We left the Paloma with tired dogs with worn out feet and happy hunters. The best way to end a hunt. You're going to really enjoy this episode of the Houndsmen XP Podcast. Let's get the tailgate down. It's time to dump the box. This is the Houndsmen XP Podcast.
Good dog, get that bear. Get that bear in here.
The original podcast for the complete Houndsman.
Look at your coat of go, Justin Heights. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him.
The podcast that represents our lifestyle of extreme performance.
Get up there. Get him. Get him. Yeah, good boy. Good boy, Ranger.
Uniting houndsmen across the globe, from east to west, north to south.
You know, if you're going to catch a cat or a lion, you know, you have to have teamwork.
We take you to the wildest places on earth.
Yeah, so how many days a week you spend out there?
As much as I can, to be honest with you. Anytime that I get, I'm out there.
Join us for every heart-pounding adventure on Houndsmen XP.
I'll tell you like I tell everyone else, I'm going to hunt whether you're here or not, so you might as well be here.
So these are my favorite podcasts to do because we're not just going to sit around and talk about hunting. We've been hunting.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. We started on Wednesday this week, Saturday. We're sitting with the movie star, Hunter Mecham.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you are. I saw you on the big screen in Florence, Colorado on Friday night.
Well.
The Lionheart video.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool that you got involved in that.
Yeah, it was. It's a neat thing Robbie's doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get to go to that premiere for that and telling you guys how to adjust your mics, and then I'm sitting here with it hanging out here to the right. But, yeah, I got to go to the premiere of that with him. Whitakers were there, of course, and what
Signing
a great
autographs.
project. What a great project.
Oh, it is. It's unreal. Yeah. Probably the greatest thing for hound hunting to happen in a long time, in my opinion.
Next to the Houndsman XP Podcast.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Robbie had to pull
Second
something
to none.
out.
That's right.
Robbie had to pull something out when he saw us come on the scene. So.
Yep.
And I'm talking to you, Robbie Kroger. So put me on your podcast. I'll tell you all about it. But Wade Hollerman.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, first time I've ever met you. And I had a blast hunting with you this week. Seemed like I was eating your dust all week.
No,
and,
you're right in the middle of it.
Yep. So really appreciate it. But I thought we'd just start from Wednesday and just tell some stories about chasing some bears because we had some good ones.
Yeah, we run some bears this week.
Yeah. What have we got in the cooler?
We've 7 boars.
7 boars, yeah.
7 boars in 4 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty solid work right there.
Yep.
How many sows did we tree this week?
Oh, well.
We treed the one.
Well, first day out the gate, we caught that one. Yeah.
How many times did we catch her this week? A runner.
Yeah, she's a runner.
3 times anyway.
Yeah, and there was for sure another sow in there. But
We caught a sow and 2 cubs the first day, and a sow over where we killed the boar today.
so yeah, we let
I mean, we
definitely.
let at least 6 sows go.
Yeah.
You caught another sow over there today?
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Over there.
Exactly right
Yeah.
where we caught that boar today.
And we can talk about where we're at because we're on private property.
Yeah.
So we're on the Paloma Ranch.
Paloma Ranch.
It's a dang good bear
Escondido
hunting
Hunting.
place.
Bear heaven.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't
It
it?
is. It's unreal.
Yeah. Are you guys used to having this kind of bear hunting up in Utah?
No, it's quite a treat for us to come here and see this much bear sign and stuff, because at home, shoot, we could drive around 3 days and not even cut a bear track or get a bark out of a dog, or we just don't have the feed and stuff that's here.
Yeah.
Or we don't have the bear numbers at home for sure.
Right. Yeah. Do you guys live pretty close to each other?
About 100 miles away.
That's not bad.
Nope.
When you're talking in the West, you can almost see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we go hunting. We don't stay at each other's house usually together. We just get up and roll,
Yeah.
meet each other somewhere or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we kind of know Hunter's story as far as that goes. I'm not trying to dismiss you, Hunter, because, what you are a 4th generation outfitter.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So your family's been in hounds. You guys have bred your own hounds and,
Yep.
and all that stuff. And you can find all that out on Lionheart in that film, which nobody's going to get to see for like 13 months or something, unless you go to the live premiere. But Wade, how'd you get into hound hunting, and how'd this all start for you?
My dad got dogs in '98. He drew a bear tag on the LaSalle Mountains and met a man by the name of Billy Mayfield. He had moved to Utah after hunting lion with Charlie Leader there at home, and he came and Billy took my dad out, and my dad got into him after that, and then just started dragging me along, and I just ate it up since I was 8. So I was 8 in '98, and then we were just weekend warriors pretty much, and graduated high school, and had some decent dogs then, and I had my own pack built pretty much by then. My dad was about ready to get out of it. Had some dogs get killed and stolen, and we just whatever telemetry. Maybe they didn't get stolen, but we figured they did. But anyways, he was about ready to get out of it, but I was too hooked to do it. And so yeah, my senior year of high school, I caught 11 lion by myself and was pretty pumped about that, and got hired by a guy by the name of Bruce Ney in Colorado. He's a well-known outfitter and houndsman, and went to work for him, guiding elk hunters, and then I took lion hunters with him in that following winter, and we ended up getting on a lion study at the Uncompadre Plateau, and I did that from 2010 to 14 with him. So I got to work with him every day. We would do it from December to April, but hunted pretty much every day in those 4 months for those 4 years, and just kind of went to lion hunting school and houndsman school. He rearranged my whole pack of dogs and the way we handled dogs, and just wouldn't have what I have now without Bruce's touch on me. And then his good friend Hal Mecham, which is when they were younger, they both run Bruce's dad's bloodline, and so I got dogs from Hal and Bruce. Met Hal through Bruce, and that's what I have today is a pack of dogs that I can trace back to 1950, and we're breeding them and doing our stuff. And
1950,
I can take most of them back to 1950. And
no kidding.
And then now we've been crossing into hunter stuff since we became friends, and we've got some 2-year-olds on the ground, and they are pretty special dogs. It's really working good, and it's going to be our future. I would think my future for sure.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So is Hal related to you, Hunter?
Yeah, we're distantly related, but
yeah.
I know Hal real good too. So.
Do some of your dogs go back to his stuff, or did you guys take a different
most
path?
of of our stuff, my grandpa got some dogs from Jack Butler and Wiley Carroll and Charlie Tant, and he just started mixing all that stuff up, and that's kind of what our line is. But we have found through our through Wade's, they've kept really. They've written down everything they've ever crossed, and there definitely is some of our blood in their dogs.
Is written down, is that the same as, is that Utah for written
That's
down?
That's written down,
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to check. I just want to make sure we're all speaking the same language here. Yeah, and I'm nobody to be making fun of anybody's English. I'm as hillbilly as it comes, so unless I'm writing, then I'm really anal. You know, when I'm writing stuff, it's like I use the right grammar. But, yeah. So, Wade, I mean, what is it? You didn't, what were you, 8 years old?
I was 8. Yep.
So what did that do to you when you started? Why did your dad get out and you stayed in? You know, I've found interviewing different people that there's kind of a common thread among us houndsmen that get in it and stay in it.
Yeah, for me it was just, I guess it just the bug. I got the bug and I just got it more than he did. But Dad got hypothermia in 2003, and that changed his. He gets cold easy, and that really affected. He didn't enjoy lion hunting as much because he was always cold.
Right.
He about died actually when he got to the hospital. He was 2 degrees away from dying.
Was he out hunting when it happened?
Yeah, he had turned loose on a lion late in the afternoon, and it ended up catching it pretty close to the road, and he just went in just jeans and a light jacket, and it got to the tree, and it got dark, and it jumped, and then he went, and it jumped again, and just the next thing you know, he's in the bottom of a canyon, and it gets dark, and he's wet, and anyways, if he wouldn't have had his buddies, I mean, he was trying to take his clothes off, and I mean, he'd have been dead for sure. So anyways, that changed him there, and then Billy had passed away in 2008, so he lost his hunting partner, and to me, that fueled me more. I wanted to continue on what he had done.
Yeah.
He had just 2 daughters, and he treated me like a grandson, and to me, I wanted to go further with it, and I guess about the 6th grade, I don't know how old I was then, but I decided then I wanted to be an outfitter, and we started doing some work with a guy there in Utah that had some clients, and I ate that up, and then, just like I said, then I went to work for Bruce and them, and then I started my own outfitting business in 2011 when I was 21, and I just give her a run for a few years. In 2014, finally kind of started breaking the ice, and I booked a full set of lion hunters that winter, and then I just started to, you know, it's worked its way all the way to where we're at today. You know?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, for me, the dog hunting's just living. I don't.
Do you outfit elk hunts and stuff?
I do. Did before in Utah, the draw and stuff, and like I said, I worked for Bruce there, and then last year Hunter got me on the OT6 ranch with him, so
yeah,
I'm Hunter's worm on the OT6.
I like that. I like how that sounds, Chris.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So let's talk some. What is that? Some kind of Cecropia moth flying, a big moth flying around in here, trying to carry us away. All right, yeah, let's just dive into some of these hunting stories. So Wednesday morning it started out. I'm not even sure what happened Wednesday morning. I've lost track.
Well, we went right down the road. We come out of the gate here and took a left, and we rigged, and
we treed that sow.
We treed the sow. Yep.
Yep. And you guys went in. Did you guys dive off the top?
Yeah, we went around and down off the top.
I was late getting. We got. Oh, I know. I remember now. Okay, so I'm showing my age. So yeah, we were up here in the pines, and dogs were treed off the ledge up there, and I zigged when I should have zagged. I didn't have any of your dogs in my in my Garmin, and then you had some dogs off to the right, and you went in and checked on them, and then the other dogs were treed to the left, and so I was walking towards them, and then realized that I was walking away from you guys, and I got separated from you, so I cut it back up to the buggy and moved the buggies around above you.
Yep, that's what you did.
Yep, that's the first day, and that was our first encounter. We saw how many times did we see her across the road, right out of the ranch?
Seemed like every morning if someone went down that road, you'd see
No
her.
kidding. I mean, it was every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's eating right there, something.
Yep, and then Hunter was the all-star on Wednesday, him and his group. Tell that story, man. That's a good one.
That was the first day, wasn't it, Wednesday?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
Wednesday, we rigged a bunch of country here behind camp. The acorns ain't real thick there. Whether they froze or they got knocked off, I had a big hailstorm here. Anyways, we crossed the highway and dropped off into some lower country and had a hard rig. And, man, it was a weird deal. I sent a couple dogs, and they went down in the bottom, hit, and started trailing back away from me. And they got about 800 yards, and they started petering out. So I figured I'd went backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I have other dogs in the box, and they're still going nuts. Anyway, so I get a couple more dogs out and walk them down and to start at what I figure is the right way. So I'm going down this little bottom 50 yards from the side by side, and I have one dog that goes over and just puts his feet up on a tree and starts treeing. And I look up there and there's nothing there, but I look back at the next big ponderosa and there's a sow and 2 cubs. So I assume she...
You're minus.
Yeah.
Minus points in a competition.
Exactly. Wrong tree.
You slick tree.
Anyways, but there was a sow and 2 cubs there, and I assume she just climbed the tree as soon as she heard us rig, and we just went backwards on her. But anyways, we rolled down the road.
You recovered good, though.
Yeah. Anyways, we rolled down the road, got into a canyon with some good water, and figured we'd water the dogs there. It was getting fairly warm at this point, and Brad, the other guy here, it's Brad Evans that's hunting with us, said, let's just walk these dogs up this canyon just a little ways. And he literally, from the buggies, walked 50 yards, and they strike and start trailing out of there. And long story short, they got the bear jumped and rolled up through the canyon a ways, and he kind of started going through some big rock slides, and we kind of got some dogs spread out. But anyways, I rolled up around the road there. They were coming up to the road, and right when I come around the corner, I seen the pretty nice black boar, and the dogs were just right on him there, and he seen us and turned, and anyways, boiled down the canyon 500 yards and treed right there. And
I thought you went in the cave. That in the cave?
No, that's
day?
second day.
Second day?
Second day was the cave.
Well, who shot whose bear was that the first day?
That was Adam.
Adam,
yeah. He killed a nice, probably a 7-8-year-old black boar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
So then the next day we do the same thing, go up through all the pine country, drop off right where...
Did you hit anything right above camp here?
We never did.
I've ran a bear out of there every time I've rigged up through there.
On the little loop road here?
Yep. Go right up behind the cabins, take the left, get right in there, and boom, have a hard rig. Goes right over the top, drops into the dry Cimarron, and I catch them off it.
The Houndsman XP Podcast is fueled by Joy Dog Food. Joy Dog Food has a rich tradition of supporting the Houndsmen of America. Founded in 1945, Joy is proud of its history and the relationship it has built with the American Houndsman. And in 76 years, there's never been a recall. Made with 100% American-made high-quality ingredients, Joy Dog Food has one of the highest calorie-dense formulas on the market. For 76 years, this made-in-America product has kept hunting dogs in the field day after day, season after season. And when we say made in America, Joy has a long track record of fighting for American freedoms by being on the front lines against the animal rights movement and their extremist tactics. Joy will fuel your hounds and fight for your freedoms. Fueled by Joy.
I haven't rigged there yet, but these guys did see a bear, and you were there. They seen a bear that day that we were all coming out of there after we killed that other nice boar.
Yeah.
But then we killed that same red, a chocolate, I guess it'd be a red bear the next morning, yesterday morning. He sees it right here, and it run off into that canyon.
Yeah, so I assume
maybe the
that's
same bear.
Yeah. He said it was a nice... They always look bigger on the ground, and they're running from you. But,
The one that I caught?
yeah,
probably
the one you
I
caught.
I caught one on Thursday.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we got to break this down. We've caught so many bears. So I want to talk about that cave bear because that thing was crazy.
Yeah.
You went up through
So we went up
the loop road.
Yeah, nothing there. Crossed
Went
the
through
road
the gate.
again. Literally probably 500 yards from where we started the black boar the day before. We rigged hard, sent dogs, and I mean, they covered some country. They were getting it. And I bet we went probably 3-4 miles as the crow flies, and he headed right for the highway. Brad stayed down in the bottom. I got around the highway, and they went to baying him right there, and we got a cool show. They were fighting him up through the oak brush, and he was picking out dogs and chasing them around, and kind of worked up to a big ledge face, and then kind of just started going to the bottom of the ledge face, and then we started losing signal on him. And we're only like 300 yards from him, so we buzz around, and Mario, the guy that's with us on the ranch, he shows us where a little road is. Anyways, I get 60 yards from the dogs, and I can't hear them. So anyways, I figure they're in a hole. So I get up there, and yeah, they've got him bait in probably a 25-foot cave.
It goes back in 25 feet?
Yeah, it's deep. And it's a pretty big room, probably the first 15 feet, and then it kind of really narrows down back to where the bear was in there. But anyways, it was a nice boar, so we knew
You guys
that.
got some awesome video of that.
Yeah.
Did Mario crawl in there with you?
Yeah, he kind of got in there a little bit, but he said it weren't his deal. But
I don't know that it's my deal
no,
either.
it's,
Crawling
you know,
in a cave
it's-
with a bear.
Yeah, it's
That'd be intense. If have you done that? Have you caught them in caves?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep. It's just one of them things you just got to go.
a lot.
Got to go do it.
We bay a lot of bears in holes at home.
Yeah.
We got a lot of this ledgy, black, rimmy country, so there's a lot of them big crevices and caves type
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
I've never crawled in a cave with a bear. I guess I took some dogs out of a culvert pipe, which is kind of the
It's
same
close,
thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it. I'm going to tell you right now. It's like, this isn't where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. How'd you get your balls back in the side-by-side to get back to camp?
When you're as dumb as me, Chris, you don't even think about it, I guess.
Oh,
no,
man.
the worst part is the dust in there, because you get back in there and the dogs have got it all stirred up so bad, and then you just got to wait. You don't know how close you are to them or not. But
And Jacob was your hunter that day.
yeah, yep.
And
And
he was
did
right up
good.
in it.
Yeah, he was eating it up. He did real good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the dust he said the dust settled, and then
Well, and then when he shot, it really blew up. And you don't know a lot. Sometimes they'll run over the top of you coming out, or sometimes they just stay back in there. But he made a good shot, and it was over fast. So.
And then that's crazy when you shoot a gun in a cave like that. What was he shooting?
45-70.
In a
I
cave.
still can't hear out of this ear.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one thing we overlook as houndsmen a lot is Shorty is the one that turned me onto this, but he wears earplugs. He'll put earplugs in before he walks into a tree. And so I started looking into some different products with noise canceling, but you still have the Bluetooth and the surround hearing enhancement type stuff. So I'm running some IsoTunes Sports right now. They're called Calibers from IsoTunes. And, man, they're cool because I have a hearing disability anyway, so I can still hear the dogs out there. But as soon as the shot goes off, or if you get in close to a tree, then it cancels that noise out.
Them are pretty cool.
Yeah. If I'm running my side-by-side, you know, you just put them in, and it cancels all that noise, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we overlook that so much as houndsmen.
A guy should watch out for himself a little more, you know. And the problem is with me and Wade, the first tree we went to, that's where the ear muffs or ear plugs, whatever you want to call them, they'd stay right there probably.
Yeah.
Set them in an oak bush
Hey, we've
and
all
walk
lost
away.
stuff. I've lost stuff this week. I lost a radio at a tree on Thursday or Friday. You lost a Garmin. What have you lost this week, Wade? Anything?
Nothing yet, but
Nothing yet?
I'm sure there's
Nothing
something.
that
You're
he
not
knows
nothing
of.
that I
When he
know
gets home, he'll realize what he's lost.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure. For sure.
Yep.
Then what's your favorite place to hunt on this ranch?
I like the Rincon.
That's some cool country, isn't it?
Yeah, I love to walk a bear on the ground, and there ain't no trees there, so
It's all oak brush.
it's oak brush, and you shoot them on the ground, and I love that. Or you catch them in an oak tree that's,
Yeah.
and our oak out here is an 8-inch, 10-inch oak is a big.
That's a big one.
So when you shove them up in one of them, it's just.
The only place there's any
Cool.
big oak trees on this ranch is over in Oak Canyon.
Yeah.
There's some big
Yep.
ones over there.
Nothing like back east, though, I would imagine.
Well, a lot of the old ones have been cut and different things, but we got some big oak trees back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I come out here and they say, "Oh, he's up in the oak brush," or he's in an oak tree, and I walk up there and it's an oak tree. It's like, this is a bush,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And bears are 6-7 feet off the ground, and that one I caught Thursday, you know, that we ended up. Did we shoot that? Did we kill that on Friday?
It would have been Friday, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
day after you caught him.
Yeah.
He was in an oak bush, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it might have been Saturday. Saturday we killed that one, didn't we?
Today's Saturday.
No,
Today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday.
I'm telling you, man, it's all running together.
So yeah, yeah, I think it was.
It was yesterday, we
Yesterday.
killed that bear.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was. I telling on myself again. Besides, you know, the other thing that I said, I overslept on, was it Thursday morning, and the alarm was not working. I set the alarm clock in the room, and anyway, I overslept. No excuses. I just being a lazy slug, and get up, and you guys are all pulling out. So I'm like, crap. And I run out there and fire up my buggy, and Shorty sees me going out, and he sends me a text, one where it says Rincon. I was like, okay, I know where we're headed. So I peel out of here and hit the county road outside the gate, and I'm hauling down through there, and all of a sudden my box just blows up. And I go around this bend, and there's a bear standing in the road. And he's a big brown bear with a little blonde hair on his, but just lightly blonde on his back, and he's just streaking down the road. And so I'm trying to get my phone out of my pocket. Tuff's going nuts in the front seat, and he's on a leash, and he's about ready to bail out. So I'm grabbing him. I'm trying to videotape this bear running down, and I'm already sexing the bear in front of me because his balls are about bouncing off of the bumper on the side-by-side. And he was a nice bear running down the road, and I'm about trying to keep the buggy on the road and everything else. And he runs off the road. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go down and check with you guys and see where you're at and make sure that you had something going because we were going to come back and catch it that day. And you already had a bear going that day.
Yeah, we hit one not very far into there, and we were, I think we were even had him jump by the time you got a hold of us. So.
Yeah, and
Yep.
that was that kid's first bear, right?
Yep. Yeah.
First ever.
First ever.
How many kids do we have this week that killed their first bear?
2 for sure.
with hounds.
2 kids for sure. Today, well, both kids I would believe it was their first hound experience.
Yeah.
For sure today's was. And I think Friday's was too. But I don't know if even some guys, was that their first bear?
Oh, Jacob and
Jacob's first
Adam
bear.
both.
Yeah.
First
and
bear.
they want to do it every year now. They want to make a tradition to come.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
guys are good hunters too. I mean, they hunt a lot at home.
Yeah.
I always love taking those guys that have never been before.
Yep.
And they've got all these ideas about hound hunting, and then you show them a cool experience like crawling in a cave with a bear. I mean, that's something he's never going to forget.
Oh, no. Yep.
Yep.
It's that guy today was a little bit hesitant about his kids coming because he's like, I know they're going to eat this up, and he says, I don't want to be buying hound dogs. And they loved it.
They wanted to stay with us the rest of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
that kid was jazzed up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he Shorty asked him if he wanted to go back with his dad, and he said, no, if you guys are going to keep hunting, do you care if I tag along? He ate it
Did
up.
you guys go after? We'll save that story for today. We're on Thursday right now. So I went down and checked with you.
Yep.
You put Jacob. We got some great video. You got some awesome video of that.
Yeah.
That whole deal with those dogs catching that bear in that oak brush and stuff.
Great big bear, too.
He was a good one.
That was a big bear.
And here's this kid that has never experienced that. Walks in there. He did an awesome job.
Unreal. Yeah.
Did he shoot one time?
Twice, but I just right before we went in, just told him how it was going to be. Dogs are going to be, once we realized it wasn't in a tree and it was bait on the ground. I told him we're going to go in, dogs are going to be around it. Just I'll holler a little bit if we don't have a clean shot, and then I'll get some dogs back and then shoot him. Well, they were backed enough, 5 or 6 feet from him, and we slipped into that oak brush, and he was actually packing a scope with a rifle with a 1-power scope on it. I didn't know it was a 1-power, but we had a lever action open sight, and I had him switch guns, and we racked one in, and I mean, you couldn't see the bear till you broke within 10 feet of the oak was so thick, and the bear was so concentrated on the dogs, and we took the wind right, so he didn't smell us or nothing, and just nice, clean broadside shot, and hammered him, and then it just was, whatever. They started jumped on him for a minute, and then we got him back, and then he hammered him again. So it was.
And you're the guy that's always. It doesn't matter if somebody stones one. You're always like,
yeah,
shoot him again. Shoot him again.
All my videos, if I, it's just as soon as it's just what comes out of my mouth.
Why not?
Yeah.
Most people don't have the wherewithal to go ahead and follow through and rack the action.
Yeah.
And be prepared for that follow-up shot.
Yep.
And it's just something that you might as well tell them.
Yeah, I mean, and a deal, most of the time, if we can, we tie our dogs back when we harvest something. But in a situation like that, I couldn't have went in there and the bear would have busted, and we would have, whatever, been running all over the mountain. So
yeah,
I like them to die when, just a one shot, quick, and then we're not getting dogs hurt and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that bear, that it bit a couple dogs and soared some good ones up. So it was, nothing. Nobody's gonna.
Did you know it was a boar?
Well, yeah. I mean, the size of him when I went in, but just the way he acted, just walking on the ground and fighting dogs like he did. That's just a more style of a boar in our country, anyways. At home, we have some pretty bad sows they're older, I think, and been hound dogged, some, and there's this one that by Hunter's house there. She'll turn around and run a dog down 200-300 yards.
No kidding.
And anyways, I don't experience that down here, but at home definitely.
Yeah.
But they're different in Utah. We're drawing tags and really selective, so some of them sows do get to be old.
Yeah. So getting back to the story when I came down and you guys were already running that. So my deal was I turned out, went around the rim rock, came almost all the way back to the gate of the ranch here. Then he turned and went back up into a canyon there, and they just slammed him and had him. And so I ran down. Instead of walking in there, because Tough was treeing, and that's the first time he's ever treed on a bear, and so I knew it was probably low, and they were probably looking at him.
Hey folks, this is a great opportunity to tell you about a product I'm using right now that I've just flat got addicted to, and that is Onyx. I'm in Northern New Mexico right now as you're listening to this podcast, and we've been chasing bears. I came out here a few days early, took the opportunity to ride the ranch here, mark the trails, mark water sources, food sources, bear sign, all of that sort of stuff. And it helped me get to know this ranch. When a bear is started at the bottom and he's coming to the top, I don't have to try to find a trail. I've already got it mapped through the app. I mean, it's so easy. It's right there on your phone that you got with you all the time anyway. I want to tell you also a true story, and this happened this morning when we were running a bear. The hounds were taking a track from the bottom of the canyon. They were going up through some rocky, ledgy country there, and they were headed towards the top of the mesa. I flipped open my Onyx, and boom, I know right where my trails are to get up there if I need to pack them up, if I need to, just get to the top of the mesa in a hurry. I already knew where that was because I'd already mapped it. I'd already laid my track from my buggy and was able to see where all the trails were coming out of this country. Also, the other part of the story is I couldn't actually get my handheld tracking device to orient properly and tell me exactly where the hounds were. So by opening up Onyx, I had an idea the country they were in. I could see all the terrain features. Super handy. You can get their elite package by going to our website, going to houndsmenxp.com, go to our partners page, click on the Onyx icon, and go to their website, and you will pick up 20% off of your elite subscription when you use the code HXP20. It's that easy, folks. Know where you stand with Onyx.
And I get downwind and approach, and look, I'm there, and I can see the bear in the tree, and I just sit there, and then the sun's starting to come over the ridge, and I set a time limit. I thought, if I don't hear anything by 9 o'clock, nobody's coming, I'm pulling and getting out of here. And that's what I did. So, and then that was Thursday. And did you kill a bear on Thursday too?
Yeah, that was the one we shot on the ground that we just had to start.
We just talked about that.
Yep.
And then Friday.
Friday, Randall killed the big black bear, the real pretty bear.
Oh, yeah.
We went over to Rincon. Is it Rincon?
Rincon.
Anyways, we go up through there and start up the first side road there, and rigged hard, sent dogs, had a good bear race in there, a couple big loops, and then end up treeing a big nice sow, and then come up over the top towards camp here and rigged, and by this time it was getting warm, and luckily I saved 4 dogs off that race that I didn't let go, and I sent them and 2 others that had went, and they come down, made a big loop, crossed the county road, and went clear up Bear Canyon to the very top and treed. And we all went around and walked off. And
yeah, we came back through camp.
Yep.
Went up on top.
And kind of found a chute off that big black rim, and had to fight our way down through there and got to the tree. And that, you know how they are. Sometimes they're nervous in the tree, and he's coming down face first, slapping at dog, slapping his jaws, and I beat Randall to the tree by probably 2-3 minutes. And anyways, he come around the tree, and I could tell the bear was going to jump. And
you two beat everybody to the tree. Let's just get that out there right now.
Yeah.
You were young for a minute.
Anyways, he pulled his pistol and made a real good shot right before the bear jumped. And
what was he shooting?
It was a 44 on his. He had a 45-70, but as soon as I told him I seen him around the corner, I said, "Randall, you better shoot him. He's gonna jump." And by this time, I was already worried because it was hot that day.
Yeah.
And it was noon probably.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they'd went a long ways in the heat, and anyways, so he pulled that pistol and hammered him.
Does it worry you guys? Worry you guys showing up with pistols and stuff? Your hunters. Does it worry you?
No, I mean, most guys can shoot them, but
I would rather have a rifle just for the fact that you know how it is shooting a pistol. Sometimes it's not real easy.
Right.
But in that situation, I mean, he was right there, and
Randall said he was almost even with him coming off that
and
hill.
he was low, like dogs were reaching him almost, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, and
it seems like everybody wants to be you know, you get houndsmen are if a guy's carrying a pistol, us as hunters that do it all the time, I got a lot of faith in them. But people I don't know that's like somebody's brother-in-law or a client or whatever showing up, man, that everybody thinks they're John Wick.
Oh, sure.
But this guy, I mean, he's an accomplished hunter, Randall.
Yeah, Randall's done a lot.
He's been all over the place.
You bet. Yeah, he's a guy you can trust in that situation.
You guys took everybody down here and had them shoot too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that first night we shot.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys always do that?
No. I mean, for the most part, it was just because we have the range right here and it was handy. Yeah. We do when we're elk and deer hunting, but most of the time, when you're lion and bear hunting, no. Unless if they ask, or whatever, they want to shoot their gun.
Most of the time, that's a close shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But my choice, if a guy were to say, "Hey, what can I bring? What do you like me to shoot a bear with?" It's a 30-30. It just
dependable, aren't they?
Point proven today,
Right.
One shot, wham, bam, it's done.
Yeah. That kid knew how to shoot it too.
Yeah, but you're just comfortable, and if it's a dog and bear fight on the ground, you can open sight, you can see everything going on.
Yeah.
Just way more accurate.
Yeah, we're going to do a podcast about optics and bear hunting with hounds one of these days, and hog hunting, because, you know, I've walked the bear trees and seen everything from, you know, 10 by 40 scopes and all this stuff, and that thing's useless if you catch one in thick brush. You just can't do your target acquisition and everything in time. You can't, you know, more than likely, you know, if you've got that sucker cranked at the minimum, you're looking at 10 power, and it just turns into a mess. You can't tell the difference in anything at that point.
Yeah. Yep.
So I like shooting open sights or a zero, like a Delta Point Pro is what I've got on one of my rifles. But most of the time I just shoot open sights.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's just, we're not shooting long range.
No, we, like when we're hunting horseback or muleback at home, we usually have a rifle in, just because a lot of our country you might have to shoot a bear walking 300-400 yards away in front of the dogs. You know what I mean? But in this country, it'd be tough to do that. It's just too thick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got.
You're either going to be right with them on the ground, or you're going to have them in a tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got through. Oh, the funny thing about you guys walking out Bear Canyon was Mario went with you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll never do that again.
Yeah. He said, what do I feed my horses for? Yeah.
That guy's a hoot.
Man, I had so much fun with that guy this week.
Oh, he's a good He rode with you every day, right?
He did, yeah. Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Never been around it before, and
I think he's eating it up, too.
He's eating it up. He told these guys the first day, how do you guys know about your dog's bark when they're out? And I think it was Brad, huh? Brad says, well, Mario, don't you know your kids' voices? Yeah, but I don't have 7 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. So we're caught up with Randall, Bear Canyon, and Randall was Friday, right?
Yep. And then earlier that morning, we went to Oak, and we caught Shivers' bear.
Yeah, Robert.
Yep. And that bear gave us a run that morning.
He really did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back and forth, and dogs split, and I think they got into some more sand, I guess, is what I was guessing.
I think that young blue tick got into more scent like elk.
He could have.
Yeah, I think he was stretching one out.
Yeah.
Because he showed up later pretty tired.
Yeah, all the red dogs did what they were supposed to with that out blue dog.
Yep.
Outcast.
You're talking about your dog?
Yeah.
Well, mine, it must have been, they thought they were brothers, because mine went with yours.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, and the plots went,
They went
with your dogs.
Yeah, them plots don't screw up. Them blue dogs do once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
No. Yeah, I just did. Well, that
was a classic bear hunt right there.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yep.
We're going down the road. We get a rig strike. We turn out on it, and it just happened. You know, went around the canyon, came back, and we went down to chase the trashy blue dogs, and boom, we got a tree behind us. We come back around, and it was picture perfect. I mean, when we walked to that tree, 160 yards?
130 is a tough one.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bear, too.
Yeah.
That's a true cinnamon bear.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted. Robert said, I've killed a bunch of bears, but I want a cinnamon bear.
Yeah. And it was just from the tip of its nose to the tip of its tail, all the way down to its toes, just pure cinnamon.
Beautiful. Good hair.
Yeah.
Just a nice bear.
Yeah, we had a little debate there at the tree whether it was rubbed or not.
Yeah, I seen that bear move, and I just didn't want him to, I had to let him go with the rub spot, but it was pine sap in the end.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Good bear there. Yep. Then let's talk about Big Mike.
Yeah.
That guy's a hoot.
Big Mike's fun.
You guys call him Uncle Mike?
He calls his cooler that he packs Uncle Mike, but everybody – when he'd always tell me get Uncle Mike, it's always his little 18-pack cooler. But everyone else just transitioned it over to Uncle Mike for him, and it worked.
Yeah.
He probably eats that up, too.
He probably does.
Yeah.
He's just a good –
he's here for a good time.
He really is.
Yep.
and we got him a heck of a good bear.
Yeah.
We
Yep,
caught
he
that
was pumped.
same bear that I treated on Thursday.
Yep.
Went right back in there, and it just worked out.
Yep. And it was fun. We finally got to, well, we all got to hunt together that morning, so that was fun.
Yeah. That dude gave us a run that day.
Yeah.
What we got? Somebody trying to get in here?
They're about to get in, yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, that bear gave us a heck of a run.
He did.
It was, we
Struck him on the road.
struck him on the road, went up. They bait him, I don't know, pretty quick.
Yeah, he did.
And then we brought him to the road again, turned him back uphill.
That was inadvertent. That was totally inadvertent. That was one of those deals. If you've never bear hunted with hounds, okay, adrenaline can get kind of high, and people start ramming and doing things, and we were wanting the bear to cross the road.
Yeah. More
And-
trees on that side.
Huh?
More trees on the other side of the road.
Yes. We didn't want to. We're going to let him cross the road, so we didn't bang him in the brush, and plus it was a little easier walking, where Big Mike could get to the tree, if we got him treed low enough. So we want him to cross, and so people got a little rambunctious and got down in front of the race and turned the bear back up. So that's all we're going to say about that. But yeah, that bear, he took almost the exact opposite track that when I caught him on Thursday.
Yeah.
So he went up in that canyon where I treated him, came out of that canyon, went around the rim rock, started to drop down, almost got to the road. Then he's parallel on the road above us, probably 200 yards, and got behind us, and then we ended up catching him after he crossed the road. Yep.
Yep, good deal. Worked good. But, yeah, he crossed the road, and we still fought him for probably another 30 or 45 minutes. Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Before he decided to get up a tree.
Yeah.
It's because I turned Tough loose.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised when I seen him up there.
Not
Not that he made it. I was just there was just more strange dogs there, and I'm like looking around, and everyone they checked him out, but
he lets everybody knows that he's a dog too.
yeah.
Yeah. When they come up and sniff him, he gives them a little growl. And it's like, hey, I'm a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. In hindsight, I shouldn't have let him go.
It worked out.
I don't
The bear
know,
treed.
man. Yeah, I'm sure he did it.
Right when Tough got there, he popped up.
Yeah. As soon as he got there, he's just like, boom.
Hey, it changed.
He made that whole
changed
race
something.
on Thursday, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a cool little dog. He
He's
really
a-
is. I've been watching you rig the last 2 mornings, and man, he's got his head out, and he's just hunting the air hard, and
He's
and
busy
he
all
dang
the
sure
time.
rigs.
people don't believe it. I get all kinds of comments about him when I pack him around. It's like, oh, what are you going to do with that little dog? What are you going to do with him? Is that your squirrel dog? Is that your, he can do whatever he wants, really.
Yeah.
But we've driven past elk and deer and everything, and he doesn't care about that. If it's something that's like dangerous, he's all about it. Coons, and if it'll put up a fight, he's not into the chase. He's looking for, and I think he knows. If it'll put up a fight, he's all in. It's like, let me go.
Yeah.
And he hits it hard. Blows my eardrums out. I don't know why I put him in the front. It's just funny because I can sit there and videotape him, and nobody believes it. It's just like a little bitty dog, and he's just hanging out the side by side and just racking them off.
Yeah.
Yep. Then after we caught that bear, Hunter's like, let's go catch another one. Let's go catch another one. Was that yesterday? That was
Yesterday, yeah.
It was
yeah.
yesterday.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to call this podcast. One more dump.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. That was terrible. When we got down to the road, Mike was saying, well, you guys know this country pretty good. And I told him, I said, if I knew this country better, I'd have never gone off that rim.
Hey, I told you I'd got your dogs for
I
you.
know, but the day that I can't get my own dogs is the day I quit.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, and then it was, I don't know if it was good or bad, but right when we got the tree, the bear jumps. After he'd
where
run,
did we start that bear?
we started just right below camp here.
And it was that same little black
It was that
sow.
black one, that runner.
We should have killed her. We should have killed her. I'm telling you. She was a pain in our butt
She's
all
a
week.
fun one though, because you can. I mean,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
she's a
She
puppy
put-
trainer, huh?
Yeah, she puts a run if
Yeah.
they can make it.
Yeah, no kidding.
But so we get done with Big Mike's bear, and Hunter's like, we probably go catch another one, huh? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And boom, we hit that little black running sow and ran her all the way up in Bear Canyon.
Treed in a tiny little tree, and
I never saw the original tree.
well,
I'll just
Wade got in front of us. Me and Shorty and Wade and Levi all walked down, and you were coming behind us, and we got
Wade.
bad.
way
Well,
behind you.
Them lava slides were pretty good, huh?
Man, I'm telling you what. When I was 30 years old, how old are you, Hunter?
28.
28. When I was 30 years old, I was working with an officer. We were checking fishing license along the Markland Dam, and there's big boulders and stuff down there along the dam, and people just chunks of concrete and stuff, and you just go down there and skip across it and check fishing license. Well, I had an older officer with me that was around 50 years old, and I'm just skipping across there, just going down through there checking fishing license, not thinking a thing about it, and I look back, and he's like crawling through these rocks, and I was like, what the heck is he doing? And then I got a taste of that. That was my lesson. I learned something every time I go hunting. And yesterday my lesson was humility, because I had a flashback of that time. You know, you guys dive bomb off the ledge, and you gave me one last chance. You said, Chris, I'm serious. I'll bring your dogs to you. I'm like, no, I'm coming with you. And I jump off the ledge, and I get down through there, and as I'm going through those boulders, I'm looking down. Remember that guy that went hiking in Utah that cut his own arm off to save his life?
72 hours or whatever they called that. Yeah.
I was having the same flashback. I'm looking down. I'm like, I could fall in that, and I could be that guy, chewing my own arm off so I can live, you know? And I'm coming down through there thinking 3 points of contact. And you guys were way ahead of me and got to that first tree. Yeah. Now, the bear and the dogs ran. I was in a good position, though.
I told Shorty to yell at him. I said, they're going to come right for you. I mean,
I saw all of it go right by me.
Really?
I was like, woo. I was like, yeah, who's the smart one now?
Mario was the smart one, because we asked him if he'd go to the tree.
He's like,
and he looked off that rim and said, no, I'll see you guys later.
He says, you guys have a nice walk.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm going back to the buggy. I'll bring him around. He'd already done that.
He ain't dumb.
No. So, but the rocks were just part of it. The oak brush was horrible.
Yeah, and then fighting after Wade coming around the corner, and he actually got a little video of it. She's right. I mean, the dogs are jumping up, and she sees him and just bails, makes a big loop, runs clear back, and trees, 60 yards off the main road?
Yeah.
I mean, another 2 miles, and we, at this point, we're committed, and the oak brush is just...
We're already headed downhill.
Yeah, I mean, you literally have to crawl through some of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I could always tell when you guys hit an open spot, like you'd open up the distance on me, because I was fighting oak brush. I stayed consistently behind you about 130 yards after I got through the boulders. And you guys would hit the oak brush, and I'd close the distance. Then you break out of the oak brush, and it jumped at 260, and I was like, crap. And so I get to the edge of the opening. I was looking at my Onyx and everything else. I'm like, okay, there's an opening ahead. Get in there, and you guys hit the oak brush, and I'd close the distance. And then I'd hit the oak brush, and it'd go whoop, stretch back out again. I was like, daggone. Yep. That was crazy.
It was hot, too, huh?
Yeah, it got hot.
That last tree, them dogs.
That's the main thing I was worried about.
Yeah, me too. I told Wade, should we stop them? And anyways, by that time, they were getting fur enough that we were in and out of signal. And luckily, Tyson and them were all around the other side of the road there.
Yeah. Yep.
We got some water to the dogs and pulled them off the tree. And
it all worked out?
Yeah. A good day.
It all worked out.
Yes, sir.
And then today was a good day.
Today was.
I didn't even hardly break a sweat today.
No.
Today's a day where you don't want to take guys that have never – well, I guess we did take a kid that has never done it before.
Yep.
He got to experience the whole thing.
Everything, yep.
But I'm glad it was a kid and not some older person that's the guy that always says, oh, hunting with hounds is easy.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a hard walk into the tree and stuff like that. But
yeah. But the bear was about ready to go.
He was,
when
yeah.
When we
He was going to jump.
like we didn't tie dogs up. We just made the call, told him to shoot it. So
And he stoned it.
he stoned it 30-30.
Again,
Hit
30-30.
Hit the ground, and it was over.
Yeah. But that was a cool deal this morning because Brad was out front.
Yep.
And how'd that all shake out, Hunter? Because I was third in line.
Yeah, me and Shorty got bull crapping looking at a bear track.
Or I was behind Wade. Was I behind you?
You were right. Yeah, no, I think you were behind Brad than me. Right there. We were all right there. I don't know. Maybe it was Brad. It was Brad, me, you.
Did we get a rig on that bear?
Yeah.
Got a rig strike.
Yep.
We'd hit a rig before.
And that's where that big bear track was. It had to be the same bear.
Yeah. Up the road, back the road.
Yep.
And we tried to turn out on it.
Couldn't get him started there.
And I think, who said it? It's like somebody just let a couple dogs out and see if we can get him rolling.
Yeah. Brad.
Because we were all rammy. We were like, we're going to dump everything.
Yeah.
Dump the box.
That's what I
we
like to
did.
do.
That's right.
Yep. But yeah, a little bit. We got that next rig and a little bit more controlled on the dump and got him going and got everybody packed up to him, and everyone had a dog in the chase this morning. And
Mine was not chasing anything. They were just out for a walk.
no, they were there.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, my dogs were so shagged out today. You just can't get it. I would have to spend a month out here ahead of time to get dogs legged up. The rock is different. The elevation's different. Everything's different. And to think that what are we in, 5 days into the season? My dogs are trashed.
Yeah. All our dogs they could use a couple days, They're all starting to pack a foot here and there or cut up. Even if they're in great shape, they've done a lot of running this week, you know what I mean?
Yeah, through hard country.
Yeah, through a lot of that lava rock, and that eats them up.
We wouldn't have caught that dog. We wouldn't have caught that bear this morning with my dogs. Never caught him.
Well, you only have 4 dogs here too, though, don't you? Yeah.
Yep.
And they went almost every day, so
They've gone every day.
Every day.
Yep. The second race yesterday is what
that
sealed
was
the deal for me.
That was probably the hardest race we had all.
Yeah.
Really, with the heat and everything, that was probably the toughest one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure, but it was just a deal. I think my blue tick female made it to the tree, and then I don't know. I'm walking into the tree, she comes out.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
and then Diablo fed back in, and somebody put him in the box. He was so ragged out.
They heard the side by side come down the road, and Tyson stopped there, and they just went over to him, probably looking for water or something,
Yep.
And there's easier country down here where them dogs are, them bears are in more pine country and open, and the dogs can just run and tree them,
Yeah.
Here it's a bear fight on the ground almost every time you turn one loose.
Yeah. Especially at Brincon.
You do have to have some pressure on these bears to get them stopped. I think here.
I agree with you, man, and I'll tell you, you guys are running, mostly. What are they? English dog? Would you classify them as English red tick?
Yeah, like our dogs, they have a little bit of everything in them besides plot.
Yeah, you don't want any of that crap in there.
Mine have plot. That's why.
His has plot.
Oh, you do?
That's why mine have a little bit more holes in them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I love you, man.
The only reason you have a plot is to blame everything that goes wrong on it.
You never have to make excuses when you
That's
have
right.
plots.
Wade has a plot, so every time something goes wrong when we're together, it's her fault.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, in 1980, Bruce got a little plot dog from Cap Atwood. He was a famous lion hunter from, I guess Cap's from Utah, huh?
Yeah, he's from Utah.
So, anyways, Bruce got it as a wedding present, and they have been putting that kind of stuff in it since then.
And
but I guess his dad George did have some plot dogs before that, but that's a different story. Them dogs got into some poison back in the day, and they kind of had to restart over in the late 70s and 80s. And anyway, so that's where a lot of it.
Do you know
comes
where
from.
their plots came from?
Yeah, what I've tracked them down.
Weren't they Willis, Utah?
Well, Willis and Bruce's dad hunted together. So Willis chased George Ney down a mine shaft and begged him to sell him dogs, and he finally did. Then they started breeding their different
Do what?
pit bulls.
He chased him down a mine shaft.
Yeah, he was a miner before he
okay.
was a government hunter, and Willis was calling this story. Willis was calling him to buy dogs or whatever, and George didn't have any or whatever was the time. They weren't friends at the time. Well,
Yeah.
Willis shows right up to George's work there in Salina, Utah, and was talking to him, and George just went on his day to work, and I guess Willis followed him right down the shaft, coal miner, trying to convince him to. Anyways, whatever. They ended up being good friends in the end.
Willis was trying to buy dogs from George.
George Ney, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, Bruce's dad. I mean, he was just.
I wonder where George Ney's dogs came from, because all the plots came from the east.
So
all the
I
hounds
think
came
what
from
they
the east,
come.
really.
I think where they come from was that Brandenburger, but I don't know if there was. Nobody ever said that they were, but the more I track it down, and the people that were around Vernal, Utah at the time, got dogs from was it Dale?
Dale
And
Brandenburger.
then I think they all went back to the plots.
Yeah.
Or the Vaughn plot and
Sure.
John plot, I think.
Yeah, because that's where Dale went and got his.
And my little plot is one of those got the darker, she's the dark brindle, and that's what all of them plots used to.
Well, see, Willis
to have.
Butaw's one of my heroes, because he's the one that said, if you can't catch a bear with 4 dogs, you don't need more dogs, you need better dogs.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got 4.
Yeah, them guys, they started breeding the pit bull and stuff into them, and I don't know if that was Bruce always told me, he said, my dad experimented with everything, but you don't need anything besides a straight hound. You don't need to mix them with pit bull, or they try German Shepherd and whatever, but just straight hound, just get good ones, But the pictures of George when he first caught lion was just white, shaggy looking sheepdogs. And then, this was, in the
Do you both hunt
20s and
these
30s.
dogs on bear and lion?
Yeah. Yep.
So what do you think the difference is? I mean, because some people say, I want straight lion dogs, I want straight bear dogs.
It's I think it's really tough to get both to do really good. Before I met Wade, my family's more of a straight lion hunting family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we've done more of. We've had some nice bear dogs, but nothing like Wade's got, you know what I mean? But I've got, the crosses we've done, we've really focused on both.
What do you
trying to
look
get
for?
both.
What are you looking for?
Well, in my opinion, it's really hard to find a dog that you can come do what we did all week, cut a lion track tomorrow, and get him to settle down and go to
The
poking at
Rammy.
it. Yeah.
After you've been running bears, have you noticed that?
They get more jazzed up, and I mean, then and it takes them a little bit to settle down, and if they got enough experience, they're going to settle down because they ain't going to just leave the track, you know what I mean? But
Right.
it's in my opinion, it's tough to get a dog that's really good at both, and I think we've got a pretty good deal going with that.
Yeah, and I would say riding with Hunter and watching his dogs cast out behind the mules and stuff is neat to me, because mine do hunt a little tighter to me, where these guys, I think it's just because the way they raise them and hunted them for forever, and they just cast out. His saber dog, I'll watch that dog go 400 yards and just go check a pine tree. You're in the bottom of the canyon, you see a pine up on the hill, he'll just go check it, because he knows that, I guess he's lion-minded, he knows that they scratch there or whatever, and he goes and checks that stuff,
Do you think he can smell it?
Oh, yeah.
You think he can smell it from that far away?
Oh, no, but when he gets there, I mean, I think he just is smart.
He's
He's what?
he's what I'd call a phenomenal strike dog. He just knows where a lion's going to walk. If he sees if I ride past an outcropping, a black rim or something, he's going behind me to check it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's really
Does he
lion-minded.
Do you rig him out of the truck? Will he rig a lion out of the truck?
rigged a couple lions, but he's I really don't hunt him on bears, so really I'm only rigging when I'm hunting bear. So he's a pretty special lion dog, so I've not really hunted him on bear much.
I got you.
Yeah.
But he hunts bear. He
does.
He'd roll down a track, and his kids are
his puppies
offspring
are really
are
doing good.
doing good.
I got him hurt on a bear when he was young, and I decided I was gonna.
Did your dad tell you not to be hunting?
My dad said you're an idiot for hunting that dog.
I knew it.
Wade witnessed it. We were down getting coffee one morning like 4:00, and Saber's sticking his head out, and we're going bear hunting. He said, "You're an idiot for taking that dog bear hunting."
Yeah.
He's too special with a lion dog.
He is. Yeah, he is. And
he's producing good, and there's just no reason to get him hurt on a bear.
Have you used him to cross over into your bear stock?
Yeah, we've got a couple crosses on the ground now. I have a dog I called Downey that I bred to one of Brad's bitches that's here, and those dogs work good. Then we took Saber and bred it to Brad's bitch out of the cross that Brad and I had made, and they're coming two, and they're rigging, they're pushing tracks, they're baying bears.
I would say out of everything we had this week, they were updating in front of everything. Yeah, they're really wanting to push.
I'm going to tell you what, when we were at the end of Rincon today, I'm sitting there and I'm watching my Garmin and I'm thinking, okay, Diablo's still in the race. I didn't even take Cajun today. Cajun didn't even get up when I walked down there to load dogs. I mean, he was just like, nah, dude, I'm not going. And so I just left him. And Diablo's ran all week, but I dropped him today. And we're down there, and Brad's standing right there. And I'm watching my dog. And, of course, I don't have your dogs in my Garmin. I don't know why I don't, but I didn't put them in there. And I'm watching my dog go up on the ridge there, and I'm thinking, yeah, he's doing good. He's right in there. And then some dogs come around and cross us in front of us, and mine's still way up on the mountain. And that was all Brad's dogs. I mean, they'd already made that complete circle and loop and came around and crossed in front of us. Yeah. I was impressed. I mean, I really like going with guys that have good dogs and just watching how those dogs work. I mean, I just love it.
Yeah. We do too. We both love to go hunt with people and learn things and watch dogs. And if you're into it, you're into all of it,
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I always want a dog in the front. I always want a dog that runs up front. I don't want anything embarrassing me. But when you see good dog work, it just trips my trigger, man.
It is.
You just see it go, and you're like, wow.
And we're kind of, when we're making these crosses, we're not just, we're going into depth of detail. We're not just Hunter has a good dog and Brad has a good dog. We actually put it on paper and made sure it was every trait they did, everything that we wanted when we made the cross. Throwing Saber in it what we thought would put a little bit colder nose in it. I don't know.
Add a little more speed.
I don't know how.
When you breed, are you looking at, okay, this dog is lacking this, but this dog is strong in this, or do you look at this dog is strong in this dog is strong in this, so that's a good match?
Well, I mean, yeah, we do, but.
What's your evaluation sheet look like? I mean, you're looking at nose, drive.
Well, me, I want nose, toughness, because most of the time we're on horseback, and whether you're running or something not, your dogs are getting a lot of miles. So nose, toughness, brains, and then speed, and
tree.
Tree's fourth?
Well,
tree's probably fourth for me.
Yeah, I mean, but we want them all to do. I mean, I want everything to do it all good.
You make a cross, and you got two different styles of dogs, and you think you're going to get happy medium, but most of the time you get some like the mom, some like the dad.
Uh-huh.
But this cross, we're seeing a little bit of both, like it's really mixing. kind of you're getting the happy medium with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is happy medium what you're really looking for? I mean, you're not looking for
No,
medium.
because
You're
I
not
mean,
looking
you
for
you like the
mediocre
style,
dog.
like the saber dog. I want 20 of him.
Yeah.
But that's
And then you can bear hunt them too because you get 20.
that's right. But it's not realistic. I mean, you have a few special ones in your life, but
But the cross that we were talking about, Brad's female that I bred the Downy dog to, she does everything good. She cold trails. I mean, you get her out on a dirt lion, she's going to roll down it. She's going to tree. She's tough. She's gritty on a bear.
and she's smart,
And she's smart.
really smart.
Downy's smart. Cold trail overnight. A day-old lion for sure. I mean, he's different style. He's a little bit.
Tighter mouth.
He's just tighter mouth, but I mean, he opens, but just a little bit tighter on them cold tracks. But he's tough, smart. Tree's unreal locate dog, and then we bred. So Grace, I guess when Brad's bitch did all that, bred the Downy Grace. That was Grace. Bonita did it all. She was just what we wanted.
So you're looking at generations too.
Yeah.
Yeah, generation consistency, good, greatness.
Yeah, what did their litter mates do? Did they all turn out good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. You know, I've had one dog in a litter work, and it was a really nice dog and bred that, and then got some duds out of the deal, and I think it was just because I bred to that dog that her litter mates were all duds. She wasn't, but that trait carried over, you know.
Yeah.
So we're looking at dogs that do everything, and we want to evaluate all the litter mates as well. And we try to put our puppies in good houndsmen's hands so we can really get a full evaluation of what they're doing.
Isn't that the toughest thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's the same way with coon dogs. You know, everybody's like, hey, when are you going to have a litter of pups? Make sure you put me on the list. And some people, you don't want them on your list, you know. Because,
Well, I don't want them in my backyard for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to send one to somebody that can hunt hard and can get out of here and get out of my backyard and go hunt the dog.
Well,
you
and
know?
somebody like sending one to Chris that does a little bit of everything to see how, because he's not just hunting coons, he's hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hunting bear and coons, and you know what I mean.
You don't want me turning your dogs loose on hogs.
Hogs, yeah.
You don't want me turning your dog. It would be kind of cool to see
Yeah,
what your dogs.
but it would, just to see what they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be. It could be kind of crazy. That's why I got the trashiest pack around. Man, they don't know what they're supposed to run when they hit the ground. Oh, it's crazy.
But to go back to it, we want them to do everything, and them 3 dogs that we crossed to make them puppies we have now, they all, like I said, we bred the Downy dog to the Bonita dog that did it all. Or
Oh,
the
you
Bonita
bred-
dog did it all good.
Yeah, that was Grace to Downey.
Grace to Downy, and then
Got Bonita.
Bonita, and those 2 dogs did everything. Bonita did everything. Then we more or less, Brad and I more or less outcrossed a hunter's dog that did everything, and these puppies have been.
So that's the key.
Great.
That's what I was trying to tap into. We'll get lost in the sauce with the names.
Sure.
But you're looking for, man, you got a dog that can do everything. You've got a dog that can do everything. We've got generations of dogs that did everything really good. I mean, they might not be 10 in every category.
Oh, yeah,
But
you're
they're a
never-
high 7.5, 8 in just about everything, or you're not breeding them.
Well, and I'm sure you see this, Chris, too, but there's too many people breed dogs that they don't even know what they are anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're crossing dogs they don't even hunt.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dogs out there that aren't like a proven line.
Yeah, and that's another thing. All these dogs that we're breeding are proven with a history of what they're doing. You know, they've done it. It's just.
Well, you guys are doing something right. I can tell you that because I didn't see a dog that wouldn't go. I didn't see a dog that wasn't in there, and I'm not talking it. I mean, there might have been a time or two where there might have been a dog bringing up the rear, but your dogs pack tight together. They stay together. I mean, they really are. I mean, you guys have got a lot to be proud of on what you're doing, because I didn't see many holes in what you guys are hunting this week. It was just, it was beautiful. I loved watching it. It was a real pleasure to get to hunt with you guys this week.
Likewise, we've both listened to you on the podcast a lot, and it was fun hunting with you. And
yeah.
We've had a good
And now
time.
that you've hunted with me, you're thinking, I thought he'd have better dogs.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
No, we probably go back to Indiana and get schooled on an old coon chase, huh?
Oh, mate. Well, not with any of the junk I'm packing right now. I can tell you that. I have one that I'd drop with anything. I've had a few over the years, but it's a lot different when you're trying to travel around and
It is.
and you just got to be humble about it. If I lived right here and had bear access, and like I've said, there's more gravel road between where we're sitting and the front gate of this ranch than I've got my whole county to leg a dog up and get their feet toughened up and everything. And you guys just blessed to be able to live where you do and hunt like you do.
You're not a kidding.
Yeah.
So
Our backyard's pretty big.
yeah, it really is. Well, you guys got anything else?
No, we appreciated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Enjoyed hunting
appreciate
with
you
you
guys
this
letting
week.
me hunt with you this week. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hunter, where can people contact you for autographs?
No, they don't want my autograph. Yeah. No.
And Wade, let's just talk about your outfitting business, because are there two different outfitting businesses here, and you guys got to come together on.
Yep.
So explain how that works out real quick before we.
Well, you can go first, Hunter.
So,
you got more history than I do.
We're Mecham Outfitters. It's a 4-generation deal, but we mostly do lion hunts and deer and elk and stuff like that. But we're based out of southern Utah, right out of Bryce Canyon National Park. Yep. And then me and Wade have actually kind of teamed up, and my dad don't hunt bear or anything, and we do all our lion hunts together, me and my dad. But so me and Wade's kind of teamed up on the bear deal the last few years. I think this is our 4th year doing it together.
4th year, yeah.
Yep.
And we'll help each other on if I don't have a hunter in and I know they got a lion hunter in and I got a nice tom, and if I've got, one of them deals, if that's just a tough week and, hey, come over here and vice versa, they help me too.
Right.
So it's pretty special.
What's the
what
name
we
of your
built.
business?
Pine Valley Outfitters.
Pine Valley Outfitters. You got a website?
So, no, I did, but I just do in Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
We do Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Yep.
my dad does have a website too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 generations. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Well, I just want to thank you both for sitting down and sharing your story and sharing a great week of bear hunting on the Houndsman XP podcast. Yeah. So, everybody, you can check out Houndsman XP Podcast by going to houndsmanxp.com. You can tune in to all of our episodes there. You can find places to listen to that. You can join us on Patreon to support this podcast. We not only bring you great stories and get out there and hunt, but your support helps us come out here and bring stories like this, going to these great places, meeting great houndsmen, and we're always in it to preserve, protect, and promote the lifestyle and the freedoms to free cast hounds in the United States of America. No matter where you're at, we're bringing that story for you. So thanks for tuning in to the Houndsman XP Podcast. This is Fair Chase.